This used to be me, shy, insecure, always seeking validation, floating through life because she feared being judged. I compared myself to pretty girls on Instagram wishing I looked like them. Until one day I decided not to live that way anymore. Hello everyone, I am Arya and I'll be spilling all the secrets of the ultimate glow up to transform your entire life. I'll be sharing the things I wish I had known earlier to become my most confident and authentic self and the mistakes I did so that you can avoid them. Over the last 3 years, I have lost 18 kgs, and the one thing I realized is the way you see yourself is much more than just your looks. Here are the video chapters, and let's start with our first topic, what glow up really is. There are some misconceptions about glow up. We often talk about the physical aspect of it, like how you look, whether you have gained or lost weight, changing your hairstyle, updating your wardrobe. But glow up is so much more than that. It is about doing the inner work and leveling up your life in every aspect. How you think about yourself, your mindset, your beliefs, your outlook on life, how you deal with emotions, while also prioritizing your physical well-being. It's about discovering who you really are so that you can unlock your full potential and be your most confident and authentic self. Now that we know what glow up really is, let's head on to the next chapter, which is mindset shifts. To glow on the outside, you need to work on what's inside. I used to be my harshest critic, always striving for perfection, looking for hacks to have a miraculous weight loss in 2 weeks. I felt ashamed and embarrassed in my own skin. I didn't realize that speaking negatively to myself was damaging my self-esteem to the point that at once seemed beyond repair. It not only delayed my process to gain confidence but also affected every area of my life. Instead of focusing on what I lacked, I needed to recognize what was already there in abundance. Remember that any point in your life when you're trying to become better, do it because you love yourself enough to become your desired self and not because you hate who you are. One book that really helped me change my perspective on life was The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. This book motivated me to expand my knowledge and shift my habits. I read 3 more self-help books after this. And I'm the kind of person who literally never used to read. The main idea here is to see your obstacles as challenges and opportunities to learn and experience something new. We often create more problems in our mind than there actually is and suffer more in our imagination than in reality. To develop a growth mindset, you can start with self-help books, affirmations, podcasts. Another important practice is gratitude. Be grateful for what you have to attract more of it. Now let's move to the third topic, that is self-worth and confidence. How you talk about yourself and treat yourself is crucial for building self-worth and confidence. You might have heard confidence tips like maintaining a good posture, making eye contact, dressing well, but these only offer temporary confidence. Real confidence is when you can look in the mirror first thing in the morning, smile and tell yourself how beautiful you are even when you look like a mess, and embrace all your perfect imperfections because you know who you really are. It's less about how you present yourself and more about how much you respect yourself. For me, I faced my flaws until they no longer had the power over me. I have a lot of stretch marks and I let them affect my confidence for almost a decade. In my entire teenage, I literally never wore sleeveless. Always tried to cover up, put makeup, foundation on my stretch marks to make it disappear. Tried bio oil, went to dermatologist and tried to understand what was happening to my body, and that insecurity was so deep rooted that getting over it was one of the toughest thing I had to do. I looked in the mirror and told myself, yes, I have stretch marks. I have blue skin and cellulite. So what? Does this affect who I am? No. Does the texture of my skin affect my ability to do what I want and achieve my dreams? No. Does this make me any less of a woman or define my identity? No. So why was I letting it control me? Why was I letting it affect me to the point that I could not wear what I wanted to? That is when I realized that I have the power to take back control. And I did. It took time, but it worked. Confidence comes from accepting that you are good enough and complete just as you are. Your worth is not attached to your accomplishments or your appearance. Validate yourself and your opinions, and the selfie that you want to post but you ask for a second opinion from your friend, this just shows that you do not trust yourself. If you like it, Post it. If you want to wear something, wear it. You don't have to think about what others are thinking about you. Seeking external validation will only make you doubt yourself even more. You will want validation in every decision of your life and become very indecisive. I was actually really indecisive, and as soon as I started trusting myself and my opinions more and more and validating myself, I became more decisive. If I like a certain thing, I will do it. I don't care what others have to say about it. As long as I am approving myself, I don't care about anyone else. Compliment yourself even when you look like a mess, because true confidence comes from within. That brings us to the next chapter, which is diet and exercise. The food we consume directly impacts our mood, emotions, sleep, productivity, and literally everything. I find it so funny that some people literally judge you for eating actual and real food like vegetables. Many people have a strange relationship with food, and it's not their fault, it's just the way we have been raised. So, they are going to spend so much on weekly burgers, fries, and snacks and momos. But if you ask them to buy fruits or dry fruits for the same price, they will act like it's equal to selling a kidney. So they're choosing quantity over the quality of food that they are getting. And that is why you will hear a lot of people say that healthy food is so expensive. But it's just the mindset that we have for food. Now, I'm not saying that you should not be snacking at all and you should just leave unhealthy food totally, because that will just make you binge eat. The key here is to create a balance between them. Try to keep a cleaner diet for 80% of the time, and for 20% you can literally have whatever you want and also satisfy your cravings. When I started working out consistently in 2020 during lockdown, I did not know the importance of protein and strength training to build a better body. Once I started incorporating strength training along with cardio, it really worked out for me and helped me regulate my hormones and tone my body. Since I did not have a lot of knowledge about the kind of food that I was eating, I just knew that avoiding certain foods is going to help me to get the results. So I avoided things like refined wheat flour, biscuits, chips, like anything packaged was a big no-no. And I avoided oily and fried foods as much as I could. That did help me for some time, but if you don't balance it with your cravings, then over the time it can lead to binge eating. If you struggle to avoid certain foods, I would suggest try alternatives. Switch to jaggery powder or honey instead of sugar. Switch to ghee instead of refined oil. Try whole wheat bread instead of white bread. These small diet and lifestyle changes will help you in the long run. I get it that when you're living with your family, it is a bit challenging to make something different for yourself than everybody is eating. So in that case, you can focus on portions, add fiber, carbs, protein, healthy fats, so that it becomes a whole meal and you're not just eating a lot of carbs. Also, I do cook a lot of times just for myself. So if you want easy recipes, let me know in the comments and I will make a video on it. Now we all already know that workout is so good for your health. It keeps you fit and it releases good hormones that makes you feel better and increases your productivity. While that is true, it is important to find out what kind of physical activity actually works for you. That will motivate you and keep you consistent because you enjoy that activity. So it doesn't have to be anything in particular, like I'm just gonna go to gym and lift some weights, or I'm just gonna go walk or run. You can add different things and try to experiment with the kind of physical activity you want to try. That brings us to the next chapter, that is patience and consistency. There is no quick fix to life. Achieving your desired results will take time. Small steps every day leads to big changes in life. And this applies to literally every single aspect of your life, even your finances. Compounding. You won't see the results in a week or even a month, but in 6 months you will start seeing a change. In a year, that change will be significant, and over the time, you will get your desired result. When I started working out during the lockdown, I was like, this is finally the time that I can be consistent, and I just knew I had to show up no matter what. To actually build that consistency, I created a weekly chart and I used to tick off every day after I completed my workout. So that way, every single time I saw that, I used to feel a sense of accomplishment and motivated for the next workout. So you can also try something like that. Think of it like this. When we are working for someone, if they tell us to do something at a given point of time, do we not complete it? We do it, right? So why don't we do that for ourselves? If I tell myself that tomorrow I will be working out, then why do I not do it? Why do I procrastinate and sit back and go like, oh, I'll do the next day? It all comes down to creating a relationship with yourself so that you have that respect and willpower to make a change within yourself. Showing up for something that you promise to yourself creates a sense of accomplishment and also builds a trust within yourself that when you tell yourself to do a certain thing, you actually complete it. Emotions is quite a broad topic in itself, but I still want to emphasize on the fact that we tend to replay emotions in our head over and over again and keep making scenarios in our head till it becomes a part of our identity. And most of the times, those emotions are negative. It creates a cycle of overthinking, procrastination, and does more harm than good. Managing your emotion does not mean that you will never be unhappy or never have to cry again. It just means that you have the ability to deal with it in a different way rather than prolonging it and identifying with it as if it is a part of you and sticking with it like it's your personality. You can allow yourself to feel the emotion and actually be aware of what exactly happened instead of the story that you're trying to make in your mind, and then let it go. It actually takes time to understand your emotions, but eventually you become more aware of what you're feeling and be present in the moment. I would highly recommend reading this book, Master Your Emotions. It also has a workbook in the end, so you can actually write all the answers and understand your emotions with more clarity that helps you live a fulfilled life. Lastly, remember that your journey is unique. You have your own set of adversities and strengths. Don't compare yourself to other people on social media or in real life because you never know what they have to go through or how they have reached where they are. Someone else's beauty does not take away yours. Focus on your personal growth, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself that you are not even bothered about what others are doing or saying. Embrace and fall in love with your journey to discover your authentic self. Leave a comment below with something that you have been struggling, and I might answer that in my next video. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something new. Check out my other social media links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.